Did he walk
nice.
away? I can't
Yeah.
see right now.
I'm back. I'm
Okay.
here.
We're just live now.
Hello, welcome
we can
to...
continue to talk about that music. That's tradition.
Well, Evan hadn't walked away as if that's it, I'm out.
Like, yeah, actually, yeah. I've given this a second thought, and
I don't want to do this goddamn quiz.
We're currently not live. There's a blank screen on Twitter.
What? No, we're live. We've got to be live.
Your
I see us
blank
live
screen on Twitter.
on the stream
Or
preview in the stream manager. Well, your mobile phone just sucks. Do you have an iPhone?
your mobile phone just sucks.
I'll maybe take that as a yes.
Oh, and now refreshed.
All right, Keith.
Oh god, that's brilliant. I'm just adding us to my subscriptions on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You waited
There we
until
go.
we went live to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Oh yeah, which I got beef. You follow me on Twitter, but you guys don't. Pixel doesn't follow me on Instagram. What's up with that, guys?
I didn't even know you were on Instagram. Hello, welcome to episode 1 of Pixel Pints, the only podcast on the internet that talks about the two greatest things in the world, great beer and video games. We are a group of people from around the world. Well, I said we were global. We're operating in 3 different time zones, quite possibly the 3 worst time zones to try and coordinate a podcast.
That's me.
One in Japan being 9 hours ahead, and the other 2 being, well, Dan and I are in the only time zone that should exist.
Okay. How would that work? All right, let's not get into it.
Everyone else just works to British summertime and Greenwich Mean Time. And the other 2 are in Pacific Standard Time. So what are we? We are a group of people from around the world who, like I just said, want to talk about great beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking. Please drink responsibly. Any beers or breweries we might be talking about aren't sponsoring us, but we take their sweet, sweet cash. We're just here to have a bit of fun, talk about different beers that we've been drinking, and tackle some either gaming news or topics that we want to talk about. And the big one this week is The Last of Us 2 State of Play. We're going to get into that. And then the announcement of Gaming of the Future. Not presumptive title on behalf of Sony at all. Right, let's go around the room and check in on how everyone is, and then we'll talk a bit about what we're going to try and do with this and our website going forward. So, Matt, who is our technical expert, how are things in Sin City?
They've calmed down in the last few hours, but Vegas, like every other major city in America right now, is erupting with heavy emotion, and it's quite saddening. It's hard for me to focus on this right now, but being able to hang out with all you guys has brought some levity to my life, which is a good thing for sure.
Good.
And swapping to Mitch, welcome back. Thank you for joining us for the quiz. Spoiler, there's going to be a quiz. And it's a good one. What have you been up to? How's things in LA? And how can people find the stuff that you make on the internet?
I've been good. Things are quite busy. I work with Sifted Games at sifted.net. So if you are wanting to see what we create there, check us out on YouTube, Sifted Games, Twitch, twitch.tv/Sifted Games, and then also sifted.net, which is our website. We curate content around video games, preferenced for just for you, so it saves you time on looking up the news stories that you care about in the video game industry. So it's ran by Shane Satterfield. Awesome dude, great guy.
So, Mitch, if I had, say, a custom sift of pretty much all of the games media that was announced, and I don't care about weird JRPGs, I don't have to see any news about weird JRPGs.
That is correct. But you could still find it though. If you decided one day you changed your mind, you just wanted to look one up, you can still do that.
I don't think that'll happen. But it is a genius piece of internet glory, and anyone who's interested in video games should check it out. Right,
Absolutely.
my fellow compatriot from the UK, Dan, how are things with you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just getting ready. Was planning to get ready to go back into school, but it's been now
You're
pushed
too old
back
to be going
by,
to school.
by our fearless leader, Boris. He's decided that secondary schools won't be going, teachers won't be going back to the 15th, so that's been pushed back for 2 weeks. So another 2 weeks of online learning, but yeah, it should be fine. Just getting a bit bored at this point, so doing the podcast gives me something to look forward to.
Great. Well, thanks very much for that emphatic response to, yeah, I could do this, so I haven't got anything better to do. Evan, how are things in Japan? Are you going to be a bit more hyped for this?
Yes. Fine. I go back to work on Monday. School starts the next week after. Let's see what happens for the summer. As long as I get my summer vacation, I'll be happy. If the semester gets pushed into summer vacation, I don't get 2 months off paid, I'm going to be really pissed.
Right, so the format of the show going forward, we're going to be talking about what beers we've been drinking, anything interesting, anything we've never had before, anything we'd like to recommend. Evan wants to go into kind of a pompous tasting note style about food pairings and mouthfeel and aftertaste, but I don't believe that I could ever be that pompous, so I'm just going to recommend things that I like. On the website, which you can find at pixelpints.pub, we are going to start putting articles out, reviews of beers or bars or pubs when they are actually open in the UK. And we're also going to do some opinion pieces. I've written one that I'm waiting for some feedback on, and then I'm going to put some images too, and we'll get that posted up. If you want to follow us, if you're just seeing this now on Twitch, you can follow us at Pixel_Pints on Twitter or Pixel Pints Pod on Instagram.
Yep.
And then weekly, we'll be doing this show. Once a month, we'll be having a quiz, which is hashtag Team Matt versus hashtag Team Evan. We haven't sorted out the stakes of this, and it was me who just arbitrarily chose them to these guys as team captains. And then we'll talk a bit about whatever gaming news or topic we want to talk about, and then we'll say goodbye to everyone and carry on with our lives for another week.
Indeed.
Sounds about right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone got any beers they want to talk about?
I'm trying to finish this stupid Michelob Ultra so that I can get on to the actual beer that I want to drink tonight.
No, that's the choice word, yeah. Trying to is exactly how you finish a Michelob Ultra. It's an uphill battle. Actually, I haven't had a beer yet, and it's 4:20 on a Saturday, so can I do mine?
Yeah,
I bought.
Normally that's reserved for sparking a joint, right?
Oh man, it is exactly 4:20 right now. Yeah, yeah. I haven't had a beer yet. I purchased. Luckily, BrewDog has been exploding in Japan. They actually have a decent selection now. I would say for the past year, they've slowly been gaining shelf space, which is good for me because I love BrewDog. Keith mentioned it on the final episode of the Beer Umvirate, I believe, and I went out and bought his favorite BrewDog beer, Elvis Juice, which is a grapefruit infused IPA. I love their graphic design. It's all right, so very quickly from the top here, wow, this is really small. Our grapefruit IPA packs more fruit than the state of California. What does that mean? A zest zenith on the nose, fruity foreplay gives way to a truckload of grapefruit, orange, and peach collide in an interstate pileup of citrus. Okay, an interstate pileup of citrus.
That already sounds horrible.
I was gonna,
A lot of
sounds like
adjectives
something.
you wouldn't put together. In
Did
a
you
sentence.
translate that on the fly from Japanese, or is that
No, it's in English.
No, that is
Oh my
that is
God.
in English.
All right,
That is in
okay.
English. Yeah.
BrewDog from Edinburgh. No.
That explains the use
Oh, wow.
of the English there.
That
You-
is
You smell
That
the
is grapefruit.
intersection?
that is a pileup, an interstate pileup if I've ever smelled one. Yeah,
just going around sniffing car accidents. To see if
Yeah, that's,
one could match.
That's a bit slightly hazy. I don't know what that is. Like some
I like how he's
grapefruit in there.
holding
It's
it where
like
we can't see the haze.
Sorry.
You will not see the haze.
You just take
It's,
his word
Can't
for it.
handle the haze.
You can't handle the haze. It's like a pale amber. It's golden, but wow, man, that is really, really fruity. It hides like most of the other aromas in here. But yeah, you get on the front end, it's like boom, grapefruit, and it immediately gets bitter, in a good way, obviously. Get that IPA, and after the bitterness, when you're done, you start getting that citrus taste on the back end, and it just kind of sits there. It doesn't go away. It's just sitting there. It's good. How much? You would not like this, Mikwambo. You would not like this at all, because that is like a punch, a grapefruit punch. It's a punch of right in the beginning. I'm sorry, 6.5%. I like this. I like it's sesh, brah. I like that. It's not just like I just felt like I bit into a grapefruit and then there's some beer in there somewhere. It's like, okay, you get hit with the grapefruit in the beginning and then it becomes an IPA, and what stays on your tongue is a little bit of both, mostly bitter. But yeah, I think this is great. This is a session beer, a session ale, in so much that the grapefruit could hide a bit of the 6.5% that you're tasting, so you might drink a couple more than you probably should and a bit too quickly. But yeah, I think that I really like this.
For
Okay,
people that
on the
don't know,
revelation that
Evan's
Evan's
favorite
wrong
beer
about beer.
Evan's favorite beer is always a session beer.
Actually,
Every
I
beer for
did
Evan is
buy a
session.
session IPA. I'm so excited later. A citrus session IPA. So try that one next time.
Well, I did.
Anyone else got beers?
Yeah, I finished my Michelob Ultra to get to my Kirin Ichiban, which is a Japanese lager.
There you go.
It is, Kirin Ichiban uses only the most flavorful portion of the finest ingredients, and it's a first press 100% malt.
We try all of the malt first and only pick the flavorful bits out.
Right.
Yeah. The best portions of ingredients. It's like the vaguest marketing. Oh, yeah. Ichiban Shibori just means first press.
Yeah. So,
Very plain name.
it's a pretty standard Pilsner lager. It's got a nice light, fluffy head. There's not a whole lot to the nose on the aroma. It's light. It sort of tastes like a more malty Stella, I guess, for you guys in the UK. It does have a little bit of that skunk, but I don't know if that's because it's like a artifact of it being shipped over to the US. Evan, you might be able to speak more on that.
I don't know. They probably have a brewery brewed in the States.
So
I'm not sure, though.
it might even be a little bit different here than it is in Japan.
Although,
but,
like most Japanese, the basic kind of pale lagers are all quite dry and quite malty. I mean, that seems to be across the board.
Yeah. I'd say it's like a more malty version of our standard, U.S. domestic. Doesn't quite have the hot punch that I'm used to, which is kind of weird for me because I do like the hoppy beers. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And that's my go-to beer that I drink on the regular. It's
What's the
it's
ABV on
pretty
that
good.
one? Because I obviously wasn't listening on every time Evan has ever mentioned it.
5.
5, yeah, 5 across the board.
Yeah.
Because the only Japanese beer that I can seem to get is Asahi. It's the only thing in the shops.
Oh,
Anyway,
all right.
Interesting.
And I can't say I'm that big a fan of it.
Yeah.
I have found the Japanese IPA in Waitrose. I picked it up yesterday. The one that Evan showed us on. Well, actually, it was on one of his fridge images, and so I have sourced. So I will be distributing that to all of us at some point who can't get hold of it.
Nice.
To test it in the future.
That is very kind of you. Right, now for the important bit. Please hold. And this is why I don't have a posh microphone or setup, is I can do wonderful things like this.
I expect nothing less. I'll tell you that.
Love it.
Good stuff.
Right, so to decide who goes first, I have a quick question for you, both Matt and Evan, and then you can, whoever gets this to the nearest, say, 100,000,
Right.
can either choose to go first, or you get to pick your teammate first. Ghost of Tsushima, sorry, I'll correct myself every time I say that now. How many views has the State of Play got on YouTube right now? And I'll give you a hint, it's over 1 million.
It's over 1 million.
So
Matt,
to the
do you wanna
nearest
go first?
100,000,
It's the nearest
Can they
100,000.
phone a friend?
No. I'm gonna go with 8.6 million.
I'm gonna go.
8.6 million. Shit.
You said it's over 1 million. I'd say 3.4.
Well, Evan's right, because it's 1.7 million.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's no way over 2 million. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. And I was quite surprised because The Last of Us 2 State of Play is only at 1.2 million at the moment.
You know what?
And okay, Ghost of Tsushima has been out for an extra week, but I thought
I was confusing the Ghost of Tsushima State of Play with a Lady Gaga video. That's what happened there.
I did that just last month, man, and I
Damn
fucking
it.
lost the quiz that I was on. Happens.
right. So Evan, do you want to go first, or do you want to pick your teammate?
I will pick my teammate first. Because I think the first question will give me a feel as to like what type of questions you're going to ask. Not like I have a manual or a cheat sheet here that I can use based on the first question.
You haven't just recently bought a book of world beer from Randy
Oh,
Mosh.
hey, you know he doesn't like to be called by his full name. It's the Mosh. It's the Mosh. No, I purchased that book before I even moved to Japan. I just like barely ever opened it until recently. Randy Masha. I'm gonna pick Dan, only because I don't know how. Actually, I don't really know how much beer knowledge Dan. I don't. None of us know how much beer knowledge the other has, but
I mean, we should.
Well,
we
we'll
should
find
know.
out.
Yeah, we should know that we each have a little bit of beer knowledge.
we have a little bit. Yeah, I know Mitch has mostly not had beer on the show simply because he was usually on call.
Right.
And that was the main reason. So I just the same thing with Liam. I just never seen him have a beer on the show, probably because it was early in the morning.
Keto diet.
So I'm going to choose Dan as my teammate.
All right.
Right, Matt. You've
That's all right.
defaulted to having Mitch on your
I was
team,
gonna
but you get
pick.
to go
I was
first.
gonna pick Mitch anyway. So
That's
Right.
good.
Do you want, since you get to go first? Do you want to start with beers questions or games questions?
Oh, we're doing both. Okay.
So you
let's do.
you get 3 questions each on each.
Let's do the games questions because we are the Pixel Pints Podcast.
Oh
Cool.
man, you know what? I forgot that we were doing games as well, and Mitch is like doing news and all this other stuff.
So I'm sorry to disappoint you, Evan. I'll try my
No,
best.
You should have picked the fellow
If it-
Wisconsinite. That's
look-
on you, bro.
Yeah, I think I probably deserve that. I don't know. Like basically, Mitch would have gotten the about probably between 1 and 2 million question the closest because he's
I
on
need to
these
go and get
things.
something so that I can keep score.
All
Okay.
right.
When it comes to just
He's
like
gonna go
general
get his
knowledge
wife.
of like
Yeah.
zeitgeist stuff or just general like, oh well that like if you can just like eyeball a number and be really, really close, that means you have the pulse on at least what's going on in the games industry. Dan, I don't know about you, but I don't. So
I don't.
you guys...
I didn't. I did think that Matt's was extremely high, and when Keith said over 1 million, I was like, well, it's going to be between 1 million and 2 million, and then everyone's numbers were above that, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm off, and then so.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
So, Everett, shut up. Question 1 for Matt and Mitch. I'm expecting Mitch to get this one right. As of right now, what game has the highest critic score of 95 on Metacritic?
Wait, what?
Right now.
Of the year?
Of the, yeah, what you can give me some context here.
So it's a game that came out this year. It's this year's current highest rated video game with a score of 95.
Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna rely on you, Mitch.
Let's see. It would be either Animal Crossing is an option. You have Resident Evil was getting high scores. No, it's actually mixed. I wouldn't say Resident Evil. I want to say Animal Crossing, but I'm going to let you say final answer as the team captain. I'm going to give you notes, and you can make the decision.
So, all right. So what else? What else came out? Animal Crossing, Resident Evil,
Doom Eternal came out.
Doom was shit on. That's not. It's not.
Yeah, but I don't think it was going to get a 95.
Can I give what I think? Can I give what I think it is? Just cause, even though I don't get any points.
Can
for
I
it?
give my? I think.
No, only after they've given their answer.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna pass it over, and you could have.
Awesome.
What came out? Nothing came out.
Evan,
in
I'm going to message you what I think it is.
Okay.
Oh no! Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh, that's true. Yep, it's probably Final Fantasy.
It's
VII
gotta
remake.
be.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
They freaking splooged all over that.
Yeah,
a hot mess.
It felt like forever, like because of COVID. It felt like this game came out like a year ago.
Evan's getting twitchy. He's going around touching things. Are you sure on Final Fantasy VII remake?
Final answer.
It's wrong.
Fuck.
It's Animal Crossing, isn't it?
What do you think of my?
Dan,
Do you agree with me?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Persona 5 Royal.
No,
It's
get
correct.
out of here.
Oh my god.
Jesus. All right. Well, at least it was a JRPG.
But we don't get any point. We don't get any point. We don't get any
Oh no,
points.
I'm gonna give you half a point for that. So as opposed to getting 2 points, you can have 1 point.
Yeah.
Right. Question 2 for Matt and Mitch. To the nearest number, in total, how many standalone Spider-Man games have there been across all platforms?
All
Is it
platforms.
25, 35, or 45?
It's gotta be.
Shit.
I'll say.
That's way more than I would have thought.
I'll say 35. Because you're going back to the Sinister Six on the Super Nintendo and Genesis, which technically
Wait, for
those
clarification, is it just Spider-Man in a game or Spider-Man solo game?
Standalone, so it doesn't include things like Marvel versus Capcom.
I
Right.
would go lower than Burkoff because even like if I think about it now, just PlayStation 1 only had 3 games.
Mm.
Well, no, PlayStation 1 had 2 games that I'm aware of.
I have all 3. I think. I swear it's 3.
No,
Maybe
because
it's
there was
2.
1 and 2, and then they did the PS2 Spider-Man with like
yeah,
the...
so I would say 25.
All right,
Matt, you going to go with?
I'll go with Mitch's answer.
I'm gonna leave
It's
him
wrong.
Fuck. If it's 35, dude.
Right,
That's what
pass
I
it
thought.
over.
I think I put 35. What do you think, Evan?
I think we can just skip these kind of multiple choice ones. I just wanted
Okay.
to throw in for Persona because I was pretty sure that was correct.
It is 35.
Damn
the exact
it.
number's
Yeah.
36.
That is a
Right.
lot of Spider-Man games. Wow.
Jesus.
I don't know about that. I
I
probably
would
would have
go
gone
back all the
25.
way back to the
He's
Atari.
asking questions of games that came out probably when I was like 5 years old or less.
No, I like that the general quizzes are like quite hard, and like most of us we'll get like the person who wins gets like 1.5 out of 5. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right. So last question on games for you guys. I've recently got another platinum trophy. How many do I have?
That I have no idea. I don't look at his profile.
I know this one.
It's 2, isn't it?
It is 2.
Yeah. I don't
Well
know
done,
what
mate.
I don't know what the other game is though.
Full
Um,
throttle.
Full throttle, yeah.
Full throttle.
When
Completely no help to you, Burkoff.
the only reason I knew that is because Mick Wamba was going to give me a quiz about his trophies,
And you did some research.
Okay.
and I did some research. Yeah, that's the only reason I know that he got full throttle. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
Right. So, moving over to Evan and Dan, your first question on games. Across all games associated with Hideo Kojima that's worked on in his lifetime, what is his average critics Metascore? Is it 80, 88, 92? And if you get the exact number, I'll give you an extra point. So these
do you mean
figures have
exact?
been rounded, so to the nearest
okay.
whole number across
Oh, so
all of his
within-
lifetime
okay.
games.
All right.
Average critics Metascore.
So
do you think,
Dan,
Evan?
we know that
I'm-
people slob all over his stuff.
Yeah,
so
I think 92 is too high.
I think it's a little too
I
high.
think it's 88, but maybe the real number is 87 point something. And it
I mean,
rounded up,
people
but maybe
people
rounded
did buy
down.
Ground Zeroes for $40 when it was basically just the first fucking level in a game.
That was me.
I think I got it free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I waited for PlayStation Plus on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't
but-
think I'd like 5, so I didn't buy it until later. But anyways,
But in the back of
I
my
mean-
head, it's itching that it could have been 92 because people do slobber, but I didn't slobber that much, so I don't know. I'll let you go. I'd be happier with 88. Okay.
Burkoff, we can steal points. Don't give him anything.
I'm wondering
Sorry.
what is included because, like, you know, the old Metal Gear games on the MSX and that. Were those regarded as good games at the time?
Do
I
they
mean, they were
even-
successful enough that Konami, are they even included? Like, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
assume so. If it's every game,
They are
they're
included.
associated with.
Well, they sold a ton because Konami kept giving him money to make them after like Snatcher and all these other projects he did that didn't sell very well.
A game could sell amazing but have horrible reviews. Just
It's
That is
true.
also true, Mitch. Do we go for the safe middle and then like not get anywhere with it? You know what I mean?
I think that's the best bet.
All right, we'll go for what was it? 88?
88, but
88.
I think the number was 87.7.
Well, it's wrong.
No.
it's Burkoff. It has to be 92. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 alone got perfect scores across the board. It's gotta raise that.
You think
score
that's
up
going to
so
skew
high.
it?
Yeah, I think the skew is
So-
raised higher, so I think it would be like a 91.6.
I feel like Sons of Liberty probably got really high. The original Metal Gear
so-
Solid got really high.
really high.
4
Yeah,
did.
all right.
Even if he faltered on the first 2 games, the Metacritic score of his latest games could pick up the score, let alone by itself.
Yeah.
Well, you've
let's-
got a 50-50 chance on this one.
yeah, let's go with the top. Let's go with the 92.
No,
It's
91.6.
What is it?
80.
It's 80.5.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn it.
He
Damn it, Dan.
had a couple of stinkers in there for him. The Metal Gear game on the PSP got absolutely caned by critics.
that's
Oh,
And it dragged.
shoot.
Peace
That by
Walker.
itself dragged it down.
That's
It was like the
right.
card game, like Acid and those
Oh,
games,
all right.
maybe.
Okay, Acid. Yeah.
I
What?
wasn't even
that.
thinking about those. Yeah, I could see that. All right, Dan, I'm pulling out
Next.
the secret weapon. Strong Zero double pineapple. We're going.
So
we're
I
forward to
couldn't
this.
find that on a UK. I couldn't find that on Japan Center on UK to order it. I could only find the lemon. That's why I was asking what it tastes like.
it smells like someone squeezed an entire pineapple in here. Okay. I
I
predict
actually
just
like
like
the
Aaron
sound of that.
Rodgers.
I love
We're ru-
pineapple, so I will.
We're running the
I'll
table.
eat that.
Oh
I'll
my
drink
God,
that
it's
all day long.
clear. This is
so you know it's good.
Does it say actually it's got any real fruit in it at all?
Yeah, exactly.
It's got 1% pineapple in it.
Oh my god.
It's
Um,
supposed to fake as water. So
Imagine-
you can bring it anywhere you want.
Dude, I want to pull a prank on someone. Like, oh man, do you have like a seltzer water? Like, yeah, take a swig of that. It just tastes like it's 9% vodka pineapple. Oh my! I mean, it does taste like pineapple.
Smooth.
It's just it's the
smooth.
it's the bubbles. I'm not crying. I'm just really happy.
That if you would ship me
Yeah,
a
that
beer,
is-
Evan, that is a beer to ship to me.
You might like it. This is limited edition, only
But-
summer. So
You might be able to get it. I was shocked with what actually I could get an order in the UK if I just looked
All right.
online.
Dan, I was
Right,
about to
can we,
say
can we
we're
carry
gonna.
on the quiz?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna run the table, but after tasting this, I think we're not gonna get any right. I think we're gonna go 0 for 6.
Right.
I got the first one right.
Yeah, but you only got half a point. Right. So, which game that came out this year currently has the highest user score of 9.1 on Metacritic?
I like Mitch's poker face there.
He's thinking, would we go? I think the only reason that Keith could be fucking with us and have us choose something other than Persona, but I don't know if he would give us a question where it would be the
What
same
about
answer.
Half-Life?
Alex,
Yeah.
that is you know what? Like
The 4 people
that's as
that
good as
played
any.
it.
Yeah, and it's all Valve fans, Valve
And
fanboys. So
it's
got to be
quite
high.
a
If that's the high, if
Metacritic
that's the
score for
highest
this
one,
year.
You want to go for that?
you want to just? I'll go for that, Dan. I don't have a good answer other than Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, that would be.
It's correct.
That would be.
What?
Wait, they didn't
Hey!
answer it. They didn't.
Yeah, I did.
They said, you want to go for that, and then they
Oh.
did.
Gotcha.
Half-Life
Right,
I
last
was still
question.
complaining. Damn it.
Dan, good job.
Half-Life
I wouldn't have.
Alex.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I was gonna
Wow.
say Persona 5 Royal. Damn it.
And
That's all I had.
Matt's correct. It hasn't got very many user reviews, so all the people who said that it's great are just pushing that score so high.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
Last game's question. At launch, how many different versions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey were available to buy, both digital and physical?
We don't even get. It's got to be
They're
like
available
6.
to buy digitally. What? I'm very
Digitally
confused
and
by the
physical
question.
launch title
Yeah.
versions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. How many were there available to buy?
Surely,
Pipes.
I know the
So,
answer,
like-
Bert.
surely, if it was digitally, anyone could order it. No, I'm really confused by the question.
No, he means like the gold edition, the definitive edition,
Oh,
We've
okay.
actually
The
talked
ultra-
about this
the-
before.
the ultra edition. I'm
Okay.
guessing it's got to be like 5 or 6. I don't. I mean, it's arbitrary, but
Oh,
be a
so I
lot.
get the question now. The different types. Sorry.
you
sorry,
know,
sorry.
you ever see the graph? It's like
Yeah.
the columns of what's in this version.
Yeah, we
versus
talked
the
about
other.
this actually recently. Damn.
Odyssey. I don't know, man. I would say like 5, maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, fair. 5 or 6 is a good guess. Go with whatever.
Is that too many? I don't know.
Shall I?
enough?
I'm going to go with it because this is taking too fucking long.
Can I
Wait,
steal?
hold
Can I steal?
Wait, hold on. What did we? What
5.
answer did you take?
You said
5.
5
Okay.
because you mentioned it 3 times. Right, Matt, Mitch, do you want to try and steal a point here?
Yes.
Isn't it half a point?
Burkoff, I think it's 7.
I was gonna say 9. Final
You did
answer
say 8
9.
million.
I
So.
think that's too many. I really think it's at least, I would say 7 or 8. Because I know there's at least the standard
7,
edition,
8, 9.
the digital edition, the gold edition, and that's just on a regular. So then there is the digital versions of those. So that's automatically 6. And then it has to be a collector's edition. That's got to be 7. What would the other 2 versions be? Maybe 8 for like an ultimate edition. But I wouldn't. I just 9. I think is too many. But I think 8 or 7.
Okay,
is
let's go.
reasonable.
Let's go 8. 8. Final answer.
It was 7.
My first answer was right. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The tie break, by the way, is see if you can name any of them.
Digital
edition.
deluxe.
Right, so we're going to go back to beers. So, Matt and Mitch, your first question on beers. The beer quack comes from which European country?
We've never talked about this, or have we? And I've just forgotten.
You've forgotten.
Fuck.
I probably was not on this episode.
Quack.
The beer quack is in the.
I'm gonna
in
say.
the
I'm
UK,
gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say Great Britain.
Right, Dan, Mitch, do you want to have a go?
Just send
That was
him
wrong.
the answer, I think.
Wait,
Dan
wait,
Evan.
wait, do you mean Dan Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devon. I'll call them Team Devon from now on.
Team Devon. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I put my answer in the chat. Yeah.
Belgium.
worry,
Right?
we're
It's
Team
KWAK, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
wrong?
correct.
Belgium.
Belgium is correct. Right, question 2 on beers.
I feel like
There
I'm
are two.
I feel like I'm gonna have to be in drag in the next episode.
Right, there are 2 lagers linked with France and Australia that aren't brewed in either country. What 2 famous lagers are they?
Foster's and
That's 1 point.
Stella.
Correct.
Nice.
Wow. I would not.
Belgium.
Pulled that one out of my
UK.
ass.
Good job, man. That was a new.
Right.
Matt comes in with these like, I'm just gonna say Newcastle, and he fucking gets it right. Holy shit, this guy's scary.
Right, last question for you guys on beers. What is the oldest brewery in the USA?
It's not Budweiser. I know that.
There's not. Well, I guess. Is it are you referring to a major chain or smaller? Like
It's in.
like if is like
No,
it's
it's in.
like,
It's in. Shit, it's in Pittsburgh, I think.
It's my favorite beer to drink in the US. I always hunt it out and drink it when I'm there. But I don't think
Don't
I've
give
ever
him any
shared it
hints.
on the show.
It's,
But I don't think I've ever shared it on the show. I might have spoken to Matt about it. I can't remember.
fuck.
it's not Miller. It would have to be
No, Miller's Milwaukee, dude.
Milwaukee.
You're,
It's
you are right with state.
yeah, it's Pittsburgh
Matt.
is a city. Pittsburgh.
No, I know, but
yeah,
it's within
I
that
mean,
state.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
They did get the geography quiz wrong. So
Damn
Wait,
it.
is this was this the beer Shane told us about? Is this the same brewery?
Well, yeah, and Mikey.
I
likes
think
it
so.
too.
Ah, shit, what was it called?
it's been mentioned numerous times. So Shane's mentioned it. Mike Novak mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's like
Corey
it's like
mentioned
Steel
it.
something. It's Steel something.
No, that's not it.
No, it's not.
Right, yeah, I'm going to have to.
Can I put them out of their misery?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yingling.
Yingling.
Oh,
It's just outside of
It was right on the tongue.
Philadelphia. Yeah, I went to the brewery tour. It's I always pick it up when I'm in the US. It's sometimes quite hard to find, but I get it.
Yeah.
Oldest
I think
brewery in the US.
I think this is working. I mean, it's working on me because I'm feeling quite drunk already, but I think it's working.
You do remember when I said you don't have to drink it?
Yeah, you're right. You did say that.
Right, so
yet he
handing
pours some
over,
more.
Dan and Evan, Framboise is a beer flavoured with which fruit?
Oh man, I don't know any of these fucking fruity beers. It's a berry.
Can I steal?
Once we get an answer in.
Do you want to have a guess? Because it
Yeah.
looks like
Like,
you're stumped.
Some kind of berry. What about raspberry? Or like blackberry or something? I don't know.
What about cherry? It's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's like
whatever. I have that. I'm not really sure. I'm just guessing fruit really at this point.
you want to go framboise. You want to go with just like a dark berry,
Yeah.
like a blackberry?
Yeah, sure.
Blackberry?
No, that's wrong. Matt, do you want to try and steal a point?
It's either grapefruit or blueberry. I'm gonna go with blueberry.
Well, both of those were wrong as well. It's raspberry.
Oh, right. I did say raspberry, but I wasn't sure.
I was gonna say snosberry because they.
Ah,
Right.
I love a good snosberry.
Nice.
Right, next question. In 2018, how many litres of beer were drank during Oktoberfest? Was it 3 million, 5.5 million, or 7.5 million?
It's gotta be the
5.5.
highest. It's 5.5?
That's what I want to say. I don't know why. Just.
That's so quick. I
the
don't
first
know
thing
if I
that
want
came
to
to my
challenge you on this. I just would assume it's the most for some.
I think it's
fucking
5.5.
Oktoberfest. All right,
Don't know why. It just feels right.
feels right. Okay, 5.5.
Evan, you should have overruled him at 7.5.
Wait, we should be able to guess.
I was gonna go with
Sorry,
that.
too late
yeah.
now. Sorry, Evan. I just got excited.
Right, Last question. What is the oldest brewery in the UK?
Oh, we've talked about this
I should know
before
this.
too.
I can't help you, Dan. I have no idea. I know the oldest bourbon distillery in the States, and I didn't even know the oldest brewery in the States.
Dan knows the oldest brewery in America, but not in his home country.
Well, the only reason I know the oldest brewery in America is I went to the brewery, and that's all they talk about. Everything is like, we're the oldest brewer. We're the oldest brewer. Oh, do you know what? We're the oldest brewer. It's like one of those. It's in your face.
Actually,
I wouldn't forget that.
That is also the reason I know the oldest bourbon distillery in the States is
Well,
because I went to the place and that's all they said.
I am going to hazard a guess because there's a lot of them on the shelves, and there was a lot of these in Kent growing up. So I'm going to go with Shepherd Neame. But
That's correct.
I would have never got that in a million years.
No, absolutely not.
Well, maybe in a million years, but yeah, not tonight.
Right. Does anyone want to try and get some extra points by guessing the different versions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
You have your standard edition.
Yep.
Oh,
You
I
have your-
thought people were going to forget that one.
You have
Deluxe edition.
You also have the
Deluxe.
all digital edition.
Okay.
So we've got so far we've got standard, we've got deluxe.
All digital.
All digital.
No,
Is there an
No,
ultimate
not
edition?
digital.
There's
Ultimate
so
edition.
ultimate edition Evan came in with.
there's a gold.
Digital deluxe edition.
There is a digital deluxe edition. There is a gold
Yeah.
edition.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need
But
two
that's
more,
five.
right?
2 more.
No, you've got three more.
Three?
Wait,
We said
Oh,
there
no,
was.
so the deluxe edition,
Gold
the
edition.
deluxe is both physical and digital. So
Okay.
that doesn't count.
Digital gold edition.
Digital gold edition. Think
All right, that's-
more Greek history.
Oh, okay.
God's edition.
The Zeus edition.
No, it's Egypt. Oh no, it's
No,
Odyssey.
Odyssey's
Never
Greece.
mind.
No, it's
Yeah.
Greece. Odyssey's Greece.
Um,
The Homer Simpson edition?
The Pantheon edition.
That's
Oh, no.
correct.
Yes.
What? Are you kidding me?
You said Greek history, so it's like, think of a famous place in Greece.
There's two more. One's a Greek monster, and the other one is.
The Cyclops edition.
No,
it's not
The
the
Atlantis
Medusa edition.
Atlantis edition?
no, that was DLC.
The
Yeah, I saw
Monster.
the Medusa
Cyclops.
edition.
Oh,
Correct.
Medusa, that's it. Not
Yeah.
Oh,
Cyclops,
I called
Medusa.
it. Haha.
Yeah, because
There's
there's
a Medusa edition?
yeah, because there's
Yeah.
they have
You get the little figurine with the hat. With the
yeah they have,
arm.
they have
Yeah.
like a promo where like he's holding.
Is that what it looks like, Dan?
Yeah.
Right, and the last one
Not Spartan edition, is there?
is the Spartan edition.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
I was really surprised that you guys got all of those eventually.
Wow.
Well, I needed a bit of a hint, but we got there.
We've been indoctrinated
Right, I'll-
with the marketing, so
It's seeped into your brain.
yeah.
Right. So we spoke about the Ghost of Tsushima State of Play
We're not
previously.
going to know who won the quiz.
Oh, that means me adding stuff up.
I mean, it's clearly you and Evan, dude.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh, okay.
It's Devin. Merc fell a little short.
It was close. It was close.
Was it close?
It was, yeah, it was. So Matt and Mitch, you got 8 points,
Okay.
and Devon got 10 points.
Nice.
Wow.
Good job.
All right.
More than we thought.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just keep totaling points up to the end till we get to the end of the year, and then do
Sounds
something? I'll let you guys decide the stakes involved in this. I'll just be the mystery man behind the scenes.
We could bank these points for now and then off the show
Challenge,
think of what we're
yes.
going to do with them.
We can. All right. So whoever's ahead at any given point can challenge the other, but they give up all their points.
All of them? Well, who would
Yeah.
challenge then?
Yeah, why
Half
would you
points or
challenge
something
if
like
you're
that?
In the lead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you're in the lead, like, okay, you get to do a challenge, but that's it. You lose your points, but the other person keeps their points.
Unless
So-
you win the challenge,
Yeah. There you go.
and then you
I
can claim a portion of their points. Oh,
I'd be afraid of the quizzes. I thought you were going to say like what explain what original gravity is or something like that, or like what. It's like I had no idea what the quiz was going to be about.
Keith,
All right, well,
Keith is really good with that shit. Like he comes up with some
he's,
questions.
he's
like,
really
"Ah."
good. Yeah, I like that they're hard, and we just kind of pulling it out of our. Matt has the best pulling it out of his ass moment. 2 quizzes going, Newcastle and Stella and whatever the hell the other one was. Foster's.
Foster's. The only reason I know that is because my cousin grew up in Melbourne. And I asked him about Foster's. I was like, "Oh, isn't Foster's Australian for beer?" He's like, "No, we fucking drink Budweiser."
All right. Well, yeah. I guess we can bank this and figure it out later.
Victoria's Best or Victoria Bitter.
Maybe, yeah.
Tui's old, Tui's new.
Yeah, two.
Right. So, thanks for Mitch for coming on. You need to step away now. But thank you for coming on and supporting Matt through his loss.
I appreciate it. Good sir.
Of course.
You were very close on a couple of them. You just overthought your answers.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, should have went with guts on a couple of them, but no, I appreciate it. And I was with you guys on the beer conference, so it's only nice to be on here with the maiden voyage of the new adventure you guys are on, which I'm excited for you guys for sure.
Before you go, do you want to remind people where people can find your content on you on social media?
I was going to say the reason why I can't stay on this show this week for sure is because you're going to be talking about a topic that we haven't talked about yet on Game Face, which is our flagship show for Sifted.net, which is on Tuesdays on twitch.tv/SiftedGames at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We will actually be talking about these topics that you will talk about tonight on that show, so look out for us there and check us out on Sifted.net.
Great. Thank you very much for coming on,
Thanks,
Mitch. Nice to see you.
All right,
Yes.
toodles,
See you, bud.
Mitch.
All right,
Sure,
see ya.
man.
Yeah, have a good one. You guys are going to talk about The Last of Us?
Is it not called 2 Low 2 now? We have to abbreviate everything.
Yeah, that could be it.
Too low, you two.
Sounds like a song.
Right.
Sounds like a song that should have been sang by Rod Stewart.
I don't know why Rod Stewart, but yeah, we're going to talk about. We spoke about Ghost of Tsushima last week.
All right.
Now it's probably only right we talk a bit about the state of play for The Last of Us Part 2.
All right, text me, send me a message on Discord when you guys are done.
Evan is going full blackout mode. He doesn't want to hear.
Yeah,
any
you didn't
of
hear.
this
I'm out. I'm not listening. I'm blackout. So just send me a text. I'll be on the sofa.
Oh god, this is great.
And then there were 3.
Hopefully he's muted us.
Well, he took out his earbuds.
He took out his
he can't-
earbuds.
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Right. So, what do people think? I thought it looked.
It looks fucking amazing. Like
Yeah, it does.
It's gonna be a very impressive, very cinematic experience.
But I still don't care.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. So I was saying to Matt, and I'll say it now. I was watching
I
the
need to change the
trailer.
background.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer and it all going through and the gameplay parts, and I just thought to myself, how many more games do I have to walk through an environment, pick up shit I don't really want, to get the shit I do want, to then make a weapon, to then fire it at a different type of enemy? I know, like, it's just like I feel like I've done this the whole generation, and like I'm just like, oh yeah, again, okay, with an aesthetic where I'm not as excited about because I've played that before, as in I've been there, been with Ellie and Joel. So like it, whereas like the Ghost of Tsushima thing, oh yeah, I could be a kick-ass samurai. So like I don't know, I'm a bit fatigued by open world RPG aesthetic.
My biggest complaint with the original game was how bad the stealth mechanics and the shooting mechanics were. The one thing that I will say that this state of play does address is the stealth mechanics, number one, because the level that they take you through, it's very much stealth first, and the shooting mechanics itself. Almost every shot that the whoever's playing it does is a headshot, so it's a one-shot kill, which I had trouble with the original game because you have to unload a fucking clip just to kill a goddamn clicker. You know what I mean? So this seems to address those issues that I had with the original. Where I sort of fall off is the fact that it's still zombies and it's still post-apocalyptic, and I can't. It's hard for me to get into that.
Do you know the thing? Right, so I need to give some context. I didn't enjoy playing the first game.
I didn't either.
I really wanted to enjoy the story, but I found the mechanics of the game so frustrating that it drew me out of enjoying the story. And obviously I played it very late. I actually played it quite late into the PS4 cycle. Oh, okay. So I never played it originally on the PS3. So I knew all the story beats. So I ruined it for myself by playing it so late. And knowing what the characters were like up to the point where I stopped playing it in the game, I probably would have left Ellie to die so that there could have been a cure.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I don't know how I feel about this game. There was some controversy about her being a lesbian. I mean, who cares? Get over it.
It's Ellen Page, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Ellen Page. It's the girl who was
there's Ellen Page. Isn't it Ellen Page?
No, she sued them over likeness rights.
Okay. Well, that's why we think it's her. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's the actress. She had a bit part in Avengers Assemble, and then another bit part in a Marvel movie.
Oh, okay. No, I think my biggest concern actually, and I actually was going to buy it day one, and I probably still will, to be fair. But
Ashley Johnson.
I think that is the open world RPG fatigue at this point. I played.
But you're excited for Ghost of Tsushima.
Because I think it's the aesthetic. I think I'm done with zombies. Done with post.
But they've got three new types.
And I think my main issue is that we're in a world where like everyone's locked down, and it's like, it's too, I don't know, too close to home because I have no idea in an apocalyptic world, so it's a bit ridiculous. But I'm just tired of collecting bean cans and like crap like that. Who really gives a crap? I'm gonna, like, I don't know. Just
the thing that frustrates me about the game.
It didn't inspire me. The gameplay didn't inspire me.
The thing that frustrated me about the last game is you've got knives and shivs that break after 2 or 3 kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a set of pretty decent chef's knives that have lasted me about 8 or 9 years, and they get used pretty much every day. If they happen to be in the Last of Us universe, I'd be buying chef's knives every week.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other thing is, if they wanted to do something like that, it'd probably be annoying, but maybe sharpening, and then you need to sharpen them because that's more realistic than them snapping in half, because that just doesn't happen. Oh, it snapped and all the parts have disappeared. Like, come on.
Yeah, I will.
This piece of metal has just disintegrated.
I will echo Dan's sentiments of it. The post-apocalyptic thing and the fact that this takes place after the quarantine shut down and everything, like it's not Animal Crossing New Horizons, which was it was the perfect antithesis to the real world that we were experiencing. It was like, oh, I get to fucking go on an island and live in this
harvest turnips.
Yeah, harvest turnips and be in this like cartoony fucking fantasy land. Yeah. This is like really fucking real. You know what I mean? Like the world that we live in today could devolve into something like this, and I just don't. I have no interest in jumping into that. Right now, especially as a form of escapism. Like
one thing that I Matt and you really liked an article from the Game Maker's Toolkit.
Okay. Yeah.
About how can you make dialogue exciting?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's totally absent for me in this game. a choice not to kill everyone.
True.
And I know that's not going to be there in Ghost of Tsushima as well, but I would have liked them to have maybe taken a bit more of a proper RPG stance with this, and said, as opposed to just making both the factions in it hyper aggressive. So you've got a hyper aggressive military wing and a hyper aggressive bunch of religious zealots. There's no ability to negotiate with anyone or anything. It's just kill stuff or sneak past it.
Right. Yeah.
And I actually liked in the last game having. I know people said it was ridiculous because Ellie would get in the way and she'd not be behind cover and stuff. But I did quite like the dynamic of having two people on screen and going back to a single person running around an open world again. It's like that's not really for me what The Last of Us was.
Well, they said and they showed that you can partner up with different people throughout the story.
But I don't know how much that is going to be throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
Is that going to be little like 10-minute missions or whatever, 10-minute sections? Like I like the fact the whole way through, and that's why I don't know. That's why I like the game. Actually, it was different to me just being on screen by myself.
I think
Ellie running around in and out of cover, not getting seen by any NPCs.
I didn't really go, but
I think they probably limited that aspect of it because there's no way that you can get the AI to work properly.
Yeah, and they didn't want to get that would be sharp the whole game. I do get what you're saying.
Yeah, it breaks the immersion, and it broke it. It broke it for me on the original too. You know,
and me, that and having to always carry a brick around with you.
Yeah,
yeah, to chuck a brick.
Because I do in real life. I was just carry one in my back pocket.
My best friend is a brick. One thing I did like what they showed was obviously the game looks great, but how they've tweaked the stealth so that if you're in tall grass, you're not like you are as Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, where you're just completely invisible, even though half your head's sticking out above the grass.
Right.
If people look closely enough, they will spot you. So I like that they've thought about not just making you totally invisible playing as Ellie, but you do have to think about your positioning all the time. It's not just, I'm going to hunker down here and take people off with headshots, because the AI will think of a way to try and flush you out from where you are.
Yeah, I mean,
I did like that.
That was the problem with the first one. The first one felt like half-baked stealth mechanics carried over from Uncharted 3, which is basically what it was. You know, this actually looks and seems like it will feel more like actual real stealth gameplay, not, you know.
I would like to, you know, when she sneaks up on the girl playing the Vita. I don't know why she has to kill her.
Hang on, the PlayStation Vita is still available in post-apocalyptic Last of Us world.
Yeah,
but it's not.
To be fair though,
in real
what
world.
I think the reason why I thought, Keith, is anyone who had that, it's probably in a drawer hidden away. So when everyone was pillaging people's houses, they left that behind, and then years later they're like, "Oh, I found this mythical console that hasn't been touched in 20 or 30 years."
And it still works.
Yeah.
And someone picks up a Nintendo Switch and turns it on and the battery's dead.
Yeah.
Matt, I really wish you'd won the quiz, because you could have said to Evan, you have to listen to the segment.
Right?
Yeah, that would have been
Blew all my
amazing. The
points right
first
there.
one. He would have not like that. No, but I wish you could just knock her out. Why'd you have to shiver in the neck? That just seemed like why can't you? I just thought it was like unnecessary.
Well,
You're
it was
like,
twice.
Oh, be quiet. Oh no, now I'm going to stab you in the neck 3 times or whatever it is.
Yeah, it was twice, wasn't
She
it?
stabbed her through the throat.
Oh, through the throat. That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she's on the floor rather than holding her neck.
But I just thought, why can't you just knock her out instead and then hide the body? I don't know. I just think like I'm just killing everyone sometimes needlessly. It seems.
When I first watched it, I didn't realise that the girl playing the Vita, had headphones in, because I was thinking, why can't she hear her swimming up behind her?
Yeah. At least, all right. So at least Ellie being a homicidal maniac makes more sense than Lara Croft.
That's true.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
so
because she's doing
there's
it, well,
that.
seemingly for the revenge. I purposefully ignored all of the spoilers for this, because all of the article that released the whole story, because I don't want to read that.
Well, I think at this point it's pretty obvious, because they even said
Yeah.
in it she's out for revenge. And it's like, well, I'm not saying anything else, but you know what I mean? Like, it's quite obvious what the revenge probably is about, but even if you
Right, so
haven't said anything.
I'm not going to buy it because I didn't enjoy the first one, and I don't think I want to play this game on the basis of how little I enjoyed the first one. I know I'm in a minority on that sense. I'd rather play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I think.
Um,
Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry, I am not sure now. I was going to pre-order, and then I watched the state of play, and I have not pre-ordered. So I don't know now if I'm going to pick it up on the 19th. I'm in two minds. If I've got nothing else to do, then I will pick it up. But before I was certain, now I'm less sure.
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I was never gonna pick it up because I hated the first game. I kind of want Liam. I miss Liam being on this first episode because I know that he's really big on the game, and he would have brought.
He probably would have been in the chat as well, to be fair, rather than Evan, who's gone completely media duck.
Yeah, he would have. He would have been a little bit of a counterbalance to what we're saying, I think, and been a little more hype on it. Because
As I said, I was very hyped, and then the state of play happened, and now I'm not hyped still, which
Right.
is interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I probably will end up picking it up, but I was going to pre-order it, and now I am not sure. So that's what's happened after that state of play for me. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima, I went from, buying it, but now 100% buying it, which is interesting, isn't it?
I
So-
think I'm gonna skip both.
Oh, interesting.
The last. Remember that we talked about the Ghost of Tsushima. I just don't have 100 hours to collect fucking Fox trophies and watch which way the wind goes. You know what I mean? It's not my thing right now, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to find like some puzzle game where there is no fucking killing. It's just me using my mind figuring out shit, because the world is
Matt, have you ever played the Talos Principle?
I have. I'm still playing it second time now. I might go back to The Witness. I might try that again.
Right, but there might be other things that Sony might tell us that we might be playing
Yeah.
on the 4th
Oh, we
of June.
probably should we get Evan back?
I've just sent him a message.
Nice.
Okay. Yes, next week. Well, I think it was quite expected, wasn't it? I think the third was the original rumor, but the fourth one makes sense.
Have you seen yourself, Keith, in the stream?
Yes.
And someone was trying to say online that is a white controller in the shadows, and I was like, get out of town! It's a black controller. How could you ever say that was a shadowed white controller? It'd never be that color. But there we go. I think it was on Sifted. I was just like bizarre by the feed as I was reading.
So the
through.
future of gaming is black controllers. Thanks very much. Goodbye, everybody.
Is that it? Or are we heading out?
Well, what I was going to ask very, very quickly, what are our expectations from this? And do we believe that this hugely presumptive title will
Here's the thing.
will actually fulfill the name?
Here's the thing. Xbox fucked it up so bad with their Xbox IDs, whatever the hell they want to call their
Inside Xbox.
Yeah.
Inside Xbox.
whatever the hell Sony does is going to be 10 times better, because if it's like halfway gameplay, we're going to be excited about it.
And
I bet you.
know
So
what?
not only did Sony wipe their brow, they're like, woo! They probably were like, all right, we need to change this and this
Right.
and this and cut this out.
Like,
I
I don't think
generally-
it's going to be anything spectacular, right? It's probably going to be on the same level as the Xbox thing, but because Xbox came first and they messed it up so bad, Sony's got like a free pass.
They added more gameplay.
Big games
and
that won't be there. So I'm expecting not to see anything of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm expecting not to see anything from Cyberpunk 2077.
Right.
Because both of those seem to have exclusive deals with Microsoft.
Yeah.
And we've kind of seen enough of them at this point. You add another Valhalla thing, and with no gameplay or not.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the
We've seen
third
hardly
time
anything
now.
of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I mean, that is true, but yeah, I don't think we'll see anything extra.
I think we'll see Horizon Zero Dawn 2 launch game. That's what I'm predicting.
No way.
Think?
I think we might get a reveal. We might get a reveal of Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Are we talking logos? Are we talking teasers? Or are we talking trailers with gameplay?
No, they're going to be a teaser trailer.
What about
like a cinematic?
What about
Could talk a
Infamous
lot, won't
or Ratchet and Clank 2?
Ratchet and Clank 2 maybe, because after the success of Spider-Man, didn't Insomniac just go on a massive recruitment drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the remake was awesome. I love that game.
Yeah, I like that game
It's
too.
really, it's so beautiful. That is such a beautiful looking game.
Yeah. And it was fun to play too. It reminded you of
Super fun.
It reminded you of the original, but it was refined enough that it felt like a new game.
Yep, that's a good way to put it. I agree. Yeah, that would be a fun reveal, and that is definitely one of those games that I don't know how much they sell, but it's definitely like for younger kids and people who are in their mid 30s. The gameplay is great.
I saw a statistic that the Ratchet and Clank remake was one of the best-selling games for the PS4.
I think just visually it satisfies a lot of audiences, and the people that have at least played it in the past know that there's just solid gameplay along with like
better than the film.
It was better than the film.
I remember when they tried to double dip there. Didn't work out, did it?
Right. So what other titles do we think it's going to be? Sony exclusives only? Do you think?
EA. I think EA are going to show us the Motive Star Wars game.
Oh. Maybe.
Because their Twitter feed's just blown up.
Dan's going big. So, Dan's going big for the reveal.
I think that Sony's got that. I want to be even bolder and say exclusively on PlayStation 5.
Timed exclusive or lifetime
maybe
exclusive?
Timed. Maybe it's probably with EA timed exclusive, but I reckon.
Yeah, because EA don't do sole console exclusives for anything.
No, but I think they may have paid some money. But I don't know what the game's going to be, so it could be a waste of time. But if it's good, I think maybe that might happen. Timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, they showed Madden at the Xbox event. Are we expecting FIFA?
Yeah, I expect FIFA.
Yeah, PlayStation probably.
They have to have one of the big ones.
Just because PlayStation 4 has been the lead in Europe, actually in the world, but Europe a lot. So I think FIFA will be there.
Yeah.
Because I also think they won't release anything. They won't show us the console, and they won't give us a price. And they'll wait for Xbox
I think they've said
first.
already. It's just games.
Yeah. Just games.
It's just games.
So am I? All right. We've gone through 2 separate podcasts where I've just been saying that they're just going to charge your credit card. You have no idea what the hell it's going to cost you. Is this really going to happen? Are we going to get to September, October, and we still don't know what the fucked up price these
I think
consoles
we
is
won't
going to
know
be?
the price till September. I reckon the price will release in either the Gamescom thing that's going on in August, or Sony is just holding to wait what Xbox does.
Or you're just
going to release the game.
You're just going to go to the
It'll
store.
get leaked on Amazon in Brazil or something.
Yeah.
And it's a placeholder price. It's not even a real price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're saying like this is. Oh, I mean they had said as much. This is all games, and then the next one is going to be like form factor pricing and all that.
Yeah.
They haven't even said that.
They haven't said that, but I don't think they're going to do that until Xbox has released their price
Their console.
and their console. Basically.
I mean,
only when the Series X comes out will we tell you if you can buy a PS5 or not.
We've discussed this on the show where we've got the pandemic going on and all these other things and the cancellations of E3 and all these conferences, and we've had a bit of hype leading into all of these things, at least now, and each time we've kind of lowered our expectations. Is this going to be the exact same thing over where it's like, finally, PlayStation 5, oh wait, that's not, I don't know what I wanted, but that wasn't it? Like, or do you think that they're going to meet the hype, or that's impossible? Do you think people have because of the kind of middling showings from Ubisoft and Xbox, do you think people have lowered their expectations? They're trying to take a bit more of a let's just wait and see.
Sony fanboys are pretty rabid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And also, what I'd say is, if you call your thing the future of gaming, you're expecting
It's so pretentious.
You're expecting but you're expecting the first party lineup that they released, and maybe some other new IP of next gen. That's what with that title. That's what you expect. You expect this to be the blowout that Xbox is having in July with their first party. This to me is the PlayStation first party gaming reveal. That's Otherwise, why would you name it that?
That is one step away from having your startup music for the PlayStation 3 being like a symphony, kind of like slowly tuning their strings. It's like so pretentious.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they did that on Zoom. They had everyone's Zoom screen and them all playing like the beginning of song. Like it's PlayStation.
Do you guys think there's going to be cuts to devs or Sony heads in their house with like the PlayStation logo on their TV with like shittier sound than we have?
Foreheads.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully, it's a little higher production than that.
I think it's just going to be, maybe you might have an intro, a pre-recorded intro from someone, and then it's going to be like the state of plays, but maybe a bit shorter. Or so you'll have, "Hi, I'm whomsoever from N Studio. I would like to talk to you about our new game. Here's 5 minutes of footage."
Yeah, maybe.
Move on.
That'd be the better way. That'd be the better way to do it. Yeah. I wonder how much they've moved. Around since the backlash from the Inside Xbox thing, because they must have moved stuff around after seeing that for sure. Like add more gameplay, or they've had time. They've had enough time.
It makes me laugh because Xbox like always seem to fumble the football, and PlayStation. Well, I don't know what it's going to be like. It could be a dark dire, but we don't know yet. But if it is good, it's kind of like, oh, here you go. This is how you do an online release of games.
So kind of back to what McWomble was saying, does anyone think usually the lineup of games during a launch of a system are, it's usually so. Do you think there's going to be, we've had so much time and there's so many franchises that haven't been in the game for several years. Is there going to be like one knockout game, or is it going to be kind of just a bit of everything spread across? Like Dan, you were saying like Horizon 2, right? That would be a knockout game. Is there? I as much as I want that game, I don't think there's going to be that game. But is there going to be a knockout title that everyone's been? Are they going to have one of those at least?
I mean, day one, your PlayStation 5, you're playing Resogun 2.
It's a good game. I mean, I heard it's good. I haven't played it.
I'm waiting for NAC 3.
Or NAC 3. Yeah. Like that's I think that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is probably going to be, like a Christmas release. But if they're
you're saying,
but if they're coming out
in October, it's coming out, but by like December or end of November.
You might have a good game to play with it, but like day one, if you buy the system,
day one, NAC 3, Resogun 2. Here's a teaser for Spider-Man 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 be released 2021 or whatever.
You might not get it by Christmas. You might get it in April.
Sure. But it's like it's working on I mean, what you want to see really is like this is what games look like on our system. We need to see some of that.
So
and the difference.
I'm guessing. Sorry, go for it, Evan.
No, that's it. Like the Hell's Senua's Sacrifice. It's like, okay, this we all know. We know Hellblade. This is what this is going to look like, at least in this form. Just you got to give us a little bit of that, even if it is some sort of teaser, and maybe showing something that people are familiar with, Spider-Man or Horizon Zero Dawn, and like, okay, those games are beautiful, but guess what? This is what it's going to look like on here. Bit of a teaser, not gameplay, and then move on and show games that are actually going to be coming out within the first year. Sorry, go ahead.
Interesting.
So one thing I was thinking is that, so if we're estimating that the console's going to come out kind of late November, maybe, they're going to have a limited run, which is most likely going to sell out. I don't think there's going to be a decent game on there until end of March 2021, because they need something to hit fiscal.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then everything else is going to be, I don't know, holiday 2021 for the next big title.
3 months, yeah.
So you could be playing just enhanced versions of PS4 games between Christmas and the new financial year.
Won't be bad if they do the Xbox thing where you can play your games across both systems.
Well, they said that from July, so Ghost of Tsushima will be, the disc will work in the PlayStation 5. I don't know if they've
I'm talking about, like
The Last of Us 2
yeah,
as well, but that's what they're saying.
But I'm talking about like old stuff though. Like if
well, no, that's
Final Fantasy 7, Colony
The
Wars.
firmware, isn't it? Yeah,
right.
No, but no, you're like, hey, just you can get your system now, get some of the launch games, but all the shit you have on your shelf will still work. Not all of it,
because if that does, I mean, if they meet Microsoft at that point, then I mean, shit, I might stay with Sony.
They have to address it.
They should.
They should address it.
They should.
The only position that I'm in at the moment is how much. So I picked up my PS4 because Microsoft didn't have any games that I cared about. They still really don't. But the idea of backwards compatibility is somewhat enticing, and Game Pass is somewhat enticing. But then as we spoke about in our previous iteration of this show, I'm trying to think of how many old games I've actually gone back and played, and it's a small amount. So
yeah,
Sony and Microsoft probably have got the data for this as well. So how many people are playing historic versions of games rather than new stuff? Because this is meant to be a progressive industry where we're striving for new, we're striving for better. So, but yeah, here's a game that came out 10 years ago. I'm struggling so much to play Jedi Outcast from 18 years ago. It's basically unplayable with a controller. You have to have a mouse and keyboard.
Right, like retro games, like platformers, like you can play those. I mean, mechanically they work quite well. They age better than some stuff in between now and that time when it was common. But yeah, you're gonna bust out Shadows of the Empire and rock that. I don't know. I mean, that game's great, but it controls perfectly. But yeah, maybe.
No. So I do have Mass Effect, the first one, installed on my Xbox One. I am looking to possibly buy Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, and I might play those again because those are fairly short. You can get through those in about 20 hours. Morrowind, I might buy and play a little bit of. I don't know how deep I'm going to get into it because that's like 300 hours of my life that I could dump back into that game. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in owning those again and having the ability to play them. So,
I will be. I could be wrong, but I'll be surprised if you own the digital version that you wouldn't be able to play it on PlayStation 5. That would be I think that would piss me off and a lot of people off, because at this point people have built up their digital libraries. I realize the disc thing might be a bit different. I don't know why a disc drive couldn't read a PlayStation 4 disc and you access the new file, because there's still going to be Blu-rays, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know why, even if you couldn't play it off the disc and you had to download it and install it onto your console from the store, but knowing you've got the disc, like I feel like there is a way around that. But so I'd be surprised if they don't let you do that.
So that was the thing. Like I bought an original PS3, which allowed you to it had the hardware backward compatibility. You could throw a PS1 disc in that and it would read it.
Yep.
You could throw a PS2
You still have
disc.
that?
It's at my dad's house, but yes. And it worked beautifully, and then they moved away from that, and they're like, okay, we're not doing hardware backward compatibility anymore, but you can buy the digital versions. I bought a shit ton of PS1 classics. They're all tied to my account. I cannot download them and play them on my PS4. That pisses me off to no end. Like that, why it doesn't make any sense why you can't emulate that shit on a PS4.
They want you to buy it again.
Maybe.
I mean,
I
that's
just
why.
realised what happened
Shitty.
by me putting up a black screen.
I
So I've
I tried to
melted
tell
into
you.
the background.
What do you guys think of? Did you guys talk about the PlayStation? Someone at PlayStation had released it's a quote where they just said like, "Look, with PS5," and I might be butchering this. It's paraphrasing, and I don't remember exactly what they said, but it was basically to the extent of, "We're not doing the whole parody thing. Like, it's not Black Flag 4 on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Like, PlayStation 5 is for new shit." They said shit too, and everyone got mad at them. New shit. We're moving. Like, how do you feel about that? It's like we're not trying to hold the system back from what it could be. Like, PlayStation 5 going forward is not. This game is going to be the exact same.
I've got no issue with that as long as everything I've bought on PlayStation 4 I can play on my PlayStation 5 if I want. I probably won't, but like especially for third-party games that like I've owned the digital version, like Madden, for instance.
Yeah.
I would be upset if I can't play Madden whatever on my PlayStation 5.
You could just go to a casino instead when the casinos reopen.
Yeah, I'm personally fine with it. Like, don't hold studios back by having them try to design a game to the lowest common denominator because it has to be released on PlayStation 4 and 5. If you're making a new game, like you got to buy the PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation 5 games. It's not like PlayStation 4. There's 7 years of games to play, plus PlayStation 1 classics or PlayStation 2 or whatever's on the on PSN. Like I'm fine with that this time around.
Yeah, I think Matt, what I'd say is if it's on PSN and I own it on PlayStation 4, I should be able to play it on PlayStation. I feel like if they don't let me do that, because I feel like, and when PlayStation 3 came out to PlayStation 4, the online network and how people buy online to that was a completely different situation.
Right.
Whereas now, like I would
pretty-
sometimes go, I'll buy that online rather than buy the disc.
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
because I want to leave
integrated
my house.
now. Yeah.
It's pretty integrated now.
I'll give you the test of this. If you can get Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and everyone's favourite Dauntless running on a PlayStation 5 and a Series X with cross-play or across generations, there should be no reason why Sony with their first-party or even third-party digital games can't get that running on a PS5.
Yes.
Because they're not going to miss out on money from people buying through the Epic Store, or not the Epic Store, but you know what I mean, on Fortnite, the Fortnite shop, or microtransactions on Call of Duty Warzone.
Right.
They want that cut from Activision and Epic. So of course they're going to get those games to work. So why wouldn't they get anything else to work?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. But then again, I'm not a video game executive.
No.
All right. We're coming up on an hour and a half. Should we call it there, gentlemen?
Yeah, I think we should. Before we play the music, shall I just say who we are again?
Yeah, we should end on a little bit of a positive note too. That it was a little bit of a downer towards the end.
Well, was it?
I mean, just hoping that they're consumer friendly is kind of the. I think it ends on a hope.
All right.
I deleted Dauntless, by the way. I'm done with that game. I can't.
What?
Fucking...
Evan, you can play with us though. What about Monster Hunter World? You can play that alone and then jump in and play that with us.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Don't. It's got anthropomorphic cat shapes. You end up with hair in your food. It's.
You know how much I like cats. That's definitely. What's wrong with dogs? Anthropomorphic dogs. Come on now. Anthropomorphic golden retrievers and Labrador retrievers.
Yeah.
This game prints money. It's like the 3DS.
All right.
The DS rather.
Keith, let everybody know who we are.
We have been Pixel Pints. Thank you for watching episode 001. Please follow us on Twitter at pixel_pints or on Instagram Pixel Pints Pod, where you'll see us posting, or mainly me posting, about beers and food and video games. And hope to see you again next week.
Yes.
Cheers.
I'm just thinking, does Evan purposely get half pint glasses so we can just basically treat them like shots?
Yeah. The no-name pint glasses are the best. Although, you had showed off the classic English dimpled pint glass, which is one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason it looks like this is so it's just a aesthetic.